Welcome to another episode. In this episode, I'll be discussing about the latest in the technology, that is Industry 4.0, together with it the Web 3.0. So in the future, in the near future, in the next few years, that will change out our way of working. It will render many jobs redundant. At the same time, it will create multiple opportunities as well. So to understand, we need to know what is Industry 4.0 is all about, how it has evolved over last 3 or 4 decades, and similarly an offshoot which is Web 3.0, which happened in less than couple of decades, you need to understand. So together with Industry 4.0 along with Web 3.0 will change the world. We'll see that. And in case if you're not subscribed to my channel, do subscribe to it. Industry 4.0, that is what we are now. In this presentation, we'll see how the industry as such has evolved in last 200 plus years, right from Industry 1.0 to 2.0 to 3.0, and now we are in a midst of 4.0. So in this presentation, if you look at it, Industry 1.0. So when the first stage was steam power was used, it is around 1800. The first step towards mechanization was around 1800. So that was called as Industry 1.0. Once electricity became widely used across the globe, you had the lighting system invented through bulbs, and of course the motors got invented, and then it evolved into more mechanization, more automation with Industry 2.0. And then it was all electrical based system, and then it went into from bulk, humongous system, huge system, electronics. From electrical it went into electronics, where we had all the silicon, and in fact Silicon Valley itself, where San Francisco or California is referred as. So electronics took over. Automation, computers, electronics, that is Industry 3.0. At that point of time, yes, slowly we had software started being adopted, hardware plus the software, and that's where once you have computers, naturally you have software, and more and more software was earlier it was machine based system, where it is ones and zeros. That is basically 5 volts and 0 volts, so that's ones and zeros. And it is also called, slightly they made mnemonics, which is assembly language. Assembly language is what the first level of instead of ones and zeros, you had assembly language, and those who have background on microprocessor will understand the assembly language. Little you have more or less like English words being used in the assembly language, but it is still difficult to do programming. So you need to be technically good in understanding the computer architecture, and then only you can do the assembly language programming. So you had Industry 3.0. And then came from the microprocessor evolved microcontrollers. So you will know a microcontroller system which had built-in RAM, built-in port. So you had microcontrollers like ATC31. So that is where the industry became Industry 3.0. And now we are in Industry 4.0, which is more of a distributed system. So earlier we'll see that blockchain blockchain, IoT, cloud, big data, all this are from around, though it is from 2000, it's more from 2010 onwards is what we are seeing all this. So any distributed, earlier it was client server, that is when internet came, you had the web server which can be accessed from across the globe, and then came a distributed system where the data is distributed across the computers. That is what all this concept of Bitcoin, where nobody controls it, but basically it is based on the transaction which is confirmed across different systems, where a single player cannot manipulate that data in blockchain, and that is where we have Bitcoin as well. So now we are in midst of 4.0, industry 4.0, and it is still growing to such an extent that you can be at any location anywhere, but you can get your job done. So that is what is all about the IoT, cloud, machine learning, big data, and blockchains. Now let us look at how initially it was Web 1.0. Web 1.0 was at the time late 1990s is what we heard about the internet, and then how it evolved to Web 2.0. This is in around mid 2000, that's around 2003 or 4, and then recently, very recently, is what is Web 3.0. Web 1.0 is, again, as in the diagram, it's kind of a static web pages. That's where like you had HTML, and then with the HTML is what was all about the web pages, and then they tried to plug in with Java there with using plugins, and that was one-way communication. And then they tried to link up with the database, and that is where it is about Web 2.0. It's more of participative one, and Web 3.0 is more of a distributed one. That's in a nutshell. So that's what is the definition. Basically, the first version of the web, instead of consisted of a few people creating the web pages, content, and a large group of readers allowing access information. So it's just one way. That was about 1995 to 2004, and then came Web 2.0, where it is participative social web, contain dynamic pages, developed application programming interfaces, API, which means the web had to interact with the database. That is what is Web 2.0. And then came the Web 3.0, wherein we'll be using the blockchain technology. Yes, the blockchain itself is a distributed network. It's quite, little difficult to understand, but it's kind of a distributed network. The cryptocurrency is all about using the blockchain technology, and it is going to use the machine learning, artificial intelligence. So in Web 3.0, an emergence of governance ideal with blockchain, and Web 3.0 community is the concept of decentralized autonomous organization, DAO, instead of a centralized authority. So there is not going to be any centralized authority. It's going to be distributed. So that means you can work from anywhere, anytime. The control mechanism is it's totally decentralized, autonomous. It's not going to be just like cryptocurrency. In case of cryptocurrency, there is no central governing authority. So and cryptocurrency definitely is different from the digital currency which India has now introduced, and you could have take a look at my presentation as far as the digital currency goes. So these two, we are now in industry 4.0, the combination with Web 2.0 or the latest Web 3.0 will revolutionize the way of our working. It is going to be anywhere, anytime. You can do wherever you are, you can perform the work, and you can earn money out of it. You can gain significantly. That's what, like freelance technologies. It's going to be based on, instead of monthly basis, it's going to be on the hourly basis. It's going to be on the skill levels. So it's going to be largely distributed across the globe. That is what we foresee in next 5 to 10 years time. So now I think you got an understanding as what is all about Industry 4.0 and Web 3.0, which is out to revolutionize the way of working. Not only the way of working, even the jobs. It could render many of the job redundant, and it could also create new jobs. And it's going to be a distributed environment. Not just the environment, it's going to be a distributed company as well, people sitting across different location in the globe. So I hope you now have an understanding as what is Industry 4.0 and Web 3.0. And to have such useful information, please do subscribe to my channel. Thank you.